Hey people, get ready to crush everyday IELTS and CELPIP tests for all modules and make your dreams come true. I'm your motivator and I'll be guiding you through the test prep videos. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, or you'll be missing out on some serious preparation.
Part 1. You will hear a woman calling a moving company for relocation quotes. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 10. Now listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 10. Hi there, I'm calling to get a quote for a move. I found your company, Maple Leaf Movers, online and the reviews looked really promising. Thanks for calling Maple Leaf Movers. My name is Kevin. I'd be happy to help you with a quote. Could I start with your name and where you're moving from and to? Sure, my name is Sarah Mitchell. I'm currently in a 2-bedroom apartment in Mississauga, and I need to move to a 3-bedroom townhouse in Kingston. Okay, Mississauga to Kingston, that's roughly a 2.5-hour drive. When are you looking to move, Sarah? I need to be out of my current place by June 28th, so ideally I'd like the move to happen on June 26th, a Friday. That gives me a day to clean up before handing over the keys. June 26th works. Now, for a 2-bedroom apartment, do you have any large or specialty items? Things like a piano, a pool table, or anything particularly fragile? No piano or pool table, but I do have a fairly large treadmill in the living room, and an antique china cabinet that belonged to my grandmother. I'd want extra care with the cabinet, it's irreplaceable. Absolutely, we can wrap the china cabinet in quilted padding and place it in a custom wooden crate for an additional $75. For the treadmill, that falls under our standard heavy item handling, which is included. Based on a 2-bedroom load going to Kingston, your base rate would be $2,100. $2,100 plus $75 for the crating, so $2,175 total. Does that include packing supplies, or is that separate? That's separate. We offer a full packing service for $450, which covers all boxes, tape, bubble wrap, and our crew packs everything the morning of the move. Alternatively, you can purchase a self-pack kit from us for $120. That gives you 30 boxes, packing paper and tape. I think I'll go with the self-pack kit for $120. I'd rather save the money and pack things myself. Oh, one more question, do you offer any storage options? My new place might not be ready until June 30th, so there could be a gap of a few days. We do offer short-term storage at our Kingston warehouse. It's $40 per day, climate-controlled, and fully insured. So if you need 4 days of storage from June 26th to the 30th, that would be $160. I'll email you a full written quote at the address you provide, and we require a $200 deposit to lock in the date. Sound good? That is the end of Part 1. You now have some time to check your answers to Part 1. Part 2. You will hear a public health announcement about seasonal flu vaccinations in Canada. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 20. Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 20. Good afternoon. This is a public health announcement from the Public Health Agency of Canada. As we head into the fall and winter season, we want to remind all Canadians that this year's flu vaccination campaign officially begins on October 15th. The flu vaccine is available free of charge for every Canadian resident, regardless of age or health status. We especially encourage seniors over 65, pregnant women, young children under 5, and individuals with chronic conditions such as asthma or diabetes to get vaccinated as early as possible. Last year, approximately 12 million Canadians received their flu shot, but our goal this season is to reach 18 million. The updated vaccine covers 4 strains of influenza, including 2 new variants identified by the World Health Organization. You can receive your vaccination at participating pharmacies, community health centers, and your family doctor's office. No appointment is necessary at most pharmacy locations. If you experience mild side effects such as soreness at the injection site, this is completely normal and typically resolves within 48 hours. For more information, please visit canada.ca/flu or call our toll-free helpline at 1-800-668-4284. Together, we can protect our communities and reduce hospitalizations this winter. Thank you. That is the end of Part 2. You now have some time to check your answers to Part 2. Part 3. You will hear a conversation between a hiring manager and 2 candidates at a job fair. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 30. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 30. Welcome to the Maple Leaf Tech booth. I'm Sandra, the hiring manager. Are you both here for the software roles? Yes, I'm Derek. I recently graduated from the University of Waterloo with a degree in computer science. Hi, I'm Priya. I have 3 years of experience in front-end development, and I just moved to Calgary from Vancouver. Great backgrounds. We're actually hiring for 2 positions, a junior developer and a senior front-end role. Derek, do you have any co-op experience? I do. I completed 2 co-op terms at a fintech startup in Toronto, mostly working with Python and cloud services. That's impressive. I've been specializing in React and accessibility standards, which I noticed your job posting emphasizes. You're right, Priya. Accessibility is a priority for us. Derek, are you comfortable working in a hybrid model? We require 3 days in office. Absolutely. I prefer having some in-person collaboration. It helped a lot during my co-op placements. I'm flexible too. Could you tell us about the team culture and any mentorship opportunities? Of course. Every new hire is paired with a senior mentor for 6 months. We also sponsor professional development courses. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Would it be possible to submit our resumes here today? Same here. I'd also love to schedule a follow-up interview if the timeline permits. Definitely. Hand me your resumes, and I'll have our recruitment coordinator reach out by next Friday. Wonderful, thank you, Sandra. Thanks so much. We really appreciate your time today. That is the end of Part 3. You now have some time to check your answers to Part 3. Part 4. You will hear a podcast discussion on the future of artificial intelligence in Canadian workplaces. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40. Welcome back to Canadian Futures. I'm Dr. Karen McLeod, and today we're exploring how artificial intelligence is reshaping workplaces across Canada. Joining me is Professor Raj Patel from the University of Toronto's Institute for Work and the Economy. Raj, how significant is the AI transformation we're seeing right now? It's enormous, Karen. Our latest research shows that roughly 40% of Canadian jobs will be substantially affected by AI within the next decade. But I want to stress, affected doesn't mean eliminated. In many cases, AI is augmenting human roles rather than replacing them entirely. That's an important distinction. Can you give us a concrete example of augmentation versus replacement? Absolutely. Take the legal profession. AI tools can now review thousands of documents in hours, a task that once took junior lawyers weeks. Those lawyers aren't disappearing, they're shifting toward higher-value analytical work, client strategy, and courtroom advocacy. But surely some sectors face genuine job losses. What about manufacturing and logistics? You're right. Warehouse automation and autonomous vehicle trials in Alberta and Ontario are displacing certain manual roles. However, Canada's federal reskilling initiative, launched last year, is specifically designed to transition those workers into technical maintenance and oversight positions. How well is that reskilling program actually performing so far? Early data is encouraging. Completion rates sit around 72%, and roughly 60% of graduates have secured new employment within 6 months. The challenge remains reaching rural and Indigenous communities where broadband access limits online training. What role should Canadian universities play in preparing future graduates? Universities must embed AI literacy across every discipline, not just computer science. A nursing student, an urban planner, a social worker, they all need foundational understanding of how AI systems make decisions and where biases can emerge. Ethics training is absolutely critical. Finally, Raj, what's your outlook for Canadian workplaces by 2030? I'm cautiously optimistic. If we invest properly in education, equitable access, and strong regulatory frameworks, Canada can become a global model for human-AI collaboration. The key is ensuring that productivity gains are shared broadly, not concentrated among a few corporations. That is the end of Part 4. You now have some time to check your answers to Part 4. That is the end of the CELPIP listening test. You now have some time to transfer your answers to the answer sheet.
Hey people, how was your test? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, or you'll be missing out on some serious fun. See you tomorrow!